A very good morning, students. Today I am going to continue with the same chapter, that is chapter 8, Useful and Harmful Microbes, that is chapter of Science 2 of 9th standard. So let us recall that what we have studied in our previous lecture. We have studied about useful microorganisms as lactobacilli, leguminous plant, rhizobia, rhizobial inoculation, etc. In this lecture, we are going to study about yeast, budding in yeast, fermentation, antibiotics, etc. Antibiotics are also of two types as broad spectrum antibiotic and narrow spectrum antibiotic. So let us start, but before that, one information is there for you that whatever is the cancel portion due to COVID problem, whatever cancel contents are there, that I'll cancel in this. Already I have sent you the video as well as the PDF file also. So we will see and just be attentive, and we will start the lecture now. Okay. Today we will see about the yeast, and in that first of all we will see one activity. In that we will see that we have to bring some active dry yeast from the market, and this dry yeast we have to take a spoonful and 2 spoon of the sugar we have to take with a little bit quantity or sufficient quantity of the lukewarm water in a bottle. Now we have to fix it lid, and we have to see, we have to shake it, we have to make the solution, we have to fix afterwards we have to fix a balloon on the mouth of the bottle, and that balloon should be transparent and colorless after removing the lid of the bottle. Now we will see what changes occur after 10 minutes, as well as we have to mix the lime water with the gas which will be collected or accumulated in the balloon. So, but natural students, it will be the carbon dioxide, and lime water will turn milky in presence of the carbon dioxide. Now, we have to take a drop of the solution from the bottle, and we have to put this solution on the glass slide. Now, we will put a cover slip. Cover slip everybody might have seen. It is a very thin glass slip, and then we have to observe this under the compound microscope. Compound microscope is the microscope that you see in your lab. Now you have to store this solution in the bottle very carefully. We will see the colorless oval cells of the yeast will be present on the slide when we will see under the microscope. Some of these cells may have very small round bodies like structure that will be attached to these main bodies. So what are these structures, children? These structure are just the newly formed bud which are coming out from the yeast cell, and these newly formed buds are called as the new daughter cells. So in this process, the formation of the daughter cells is also can be seen. This method of asexual reproduction is called as the budding. So let us underline here for you. This method of asexual, you have studied that two types of the reproduction are there, sexual and asexual. So here we will see this is a asexual type of the reproduction in which the vegetative parts take part, that is called the asexual reproduction. So such type of reproduction which is performed by the vegetative cells is called the asexual reproduction, and here it occurs in the yeast cell. This process is called as budding, or this reproduction is called as budding. Now, yeast is a heterotrophic fungal microbe. Why we are telling heterotrophic, children? Because heterotrophic mean the organism which are dependent on the other organism for their food. So yeast is dependent on the other organism for the food. That is why it is called a heterotrophic organism or heterotrophic fungal microbe that grows on the carbon compound. That means in which compound the carbon quantity is more, or the carbon is present in abundance, there it grows. So as well as now we will see that yeast is a unicellular fungus which is having the nearly 1500 species. 1500 species mean it can be formed like this bacteria. You have seen that so many types of the bacteria are there. Some are harmful, some are useful to us. Same way the yeast is also having nearly 1500 species. So that point you have to note down and you have to learn. That first thing, which process is called budding, that you have to learn the definition. Then which type of microbe it is. It is a heterotrophic fungal microbe. Where it is growing on carbon compound. Then how many species is it is having? 1500 species are present. The yeast cell is a eukaryotic type of the cell. Now children, I'll let you know that what is the meaning of eukaryotic. So here whenever the cell is present with the nuclear membrane and nucleus, then it is called a eukaryotic type of cell. Now, if you want to define the eukaryotic cell, how we can define, children? Eukaryotic cell is a cell which is having complex structure and in which the genetic material is organized into membrane bound nuclei. Such type of the cells are called as the eukaryotic type of the cells. So this way we can see that this is having the eukaryotic type of the cell. Now, in this activity or experiment, we have seen that yeast grows and multiplies very quickly. Why it grows and multiply very quickly? Because of the carbon compound which are present in the sugar solution. That is why we have done this activity to see the buds of the yeast or the budding in the yeast. So due to presence of carbon compounds in the sugar, the yeast is multiplied and it is forming the buds. Now, in this process of obtaining nutrition, each cell convert the carbohydrate in that solution into alcohol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. So, this process is called the fermentation. What is this process called, children? Fermentation. So, here we will underline this point, that which process is called as a fermentation. So let us see now. Here we will see what is fermentation and how it occur in the yeast cell. So let us see now that in the process of the obtaining nutrition in each cell. During that, carbohydrate is converting into the alcohol and carbon dioxide gas, and this process is called as the fermentation. That you have to learn, children. Now let us see now how we prepare the bread. When we prepare the bread, during that time, you have to see the recipe how it is prepared. That time the dough rises. When we make the dough, putting yeast in that dough, the dough rises and it makes the bread spongy. Why it makes the bread spongy? So that we will see that it because the carbon dioxide which is present in that, which is formed in that want to come out, so it come out with the help of the pores which are present there. So it makes it porous, and that is why the bread become spongy. Now the next we will see here, children, that this do you know this topic or this content of this chapter is cancelled. So you have to cancel it here. Already PDF I have sent you, but still during teaching also I let you know. Then here you can see use your brain power. This topic is also cancelled. Now let us come to the next topic, that is bioremediation. Bioremediation is the topic in which we will study that how the yeast is used in different process. A yeast, its name is we can see here Yerrovia lipolytica, is a type of the yeast that is used to absorb the toxins which are released during the production of the palm oil, and it is also used due to heavy metal and minerals which are released in some other industrial process, that also it is absorbing. So this way it is very useful for us. One another organism, one another microbe is used, that is called Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that is also used for the absorption of pollutant as arsenic. So these two things you have to learn, children. Now I'll just underline for you here, children. Let us see. First of all, we will see a yeast that is called Yerrovia lipolytica, that is used to absorb the toxins which are released during the production of palm oil, as well as it is absorbing heavy metals in industrial process. The other one, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. We will see here, children. Now this is Saccharomyces. It is cerevisiae. It is used for the absorption of the pollutant as arsenic. Now you might have seen sometime the water of the sea become very dirty, very sticky, very blackish in color. So why it happen? It happen because of the oil spill in oceans. So this oil spill In ocean, it is cleaned with the help of a bacteria that is called alkali borox. What it is called, children? Alkali borox. So let us see here, children. Oil spill in the ocean are cleaned with the help of a bacteria called alkali borox. Now, let us come to the other topic that we are starting, that is antibiotic. So let us see the antibiotics. Here we will see that antibiotics are the carbon compounds which are obtained from some bacteria and fungi for destroying or preventing the growth of the harmful microorganism. So this way we can define them, that these antibiotics are the carbon compound which can be obtained from some bacteria or fungi for what purpose? For destroying or preventing the growth of harmful microorganism. So let us underline this point, children. So carbon compound which are obtained from some bacteria and fungi and they check the growth of microorganism are called the antibiotics. So when the antibiotics were discovered, antibiotics were discovered in 20th century. Which century, children? 20th century. So these were discovered in 20th century. Now this antibiotic brought a revolutionary change in the field of medicine, because so many diseases that were not possible to cure, that were very difficult to cure, those diseases were also become possible to cure. For example, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is completely eradicated with the help of these antibiotics. Now, antibiotics mainly act against the bacteria. So, this point you have to keep in your mind, that antibiotics mainly act against the bacteria. So, two types of the antibiotics are there, that already I told you, that broad spectrum antibiotic and narrow spectrum antibiotic. So sometimes the antibiotics which are useful against a wide variety of the bacteria, these type are called as the broad spectrum antibiotic. So let us show you here. We will see here that some antibiotics which are useful against a wide variety of bacteria. Such type of antibiotics are called as the broad spectrum antibiotic. So here we will see that they are called as the broad spectrum antibiotic. Now some example are there where the pathogens cannot be identified. Pathogens mean the disease causing germs. They cannot be identified. So even though the symptom of disease are not visible, the broad spectrum antibiotics are used. Now, whenever a pathogenic microorganism is definitely known, then the narrow spectrum antibiotics are used. What are the example of narrow spectrum antibiotic? For example, the penicillin, gentamicin, erythromycin, etc. So, let us underline for you children. Whenever a pathogenic microorganism is definitely known, then narrow spectrum antibiotics are used. Now, what are their example children? As penicillin, gentamicin, erythromycin, etc. So, here I finish this lecture. Hope you might have understood everything, and now further we'll start with the next lecture in the next my next period of science 2. Now, whatever point I have underlined, that you have to learn by heart, because these are the important point. These will help you during the examination. And I already told you all that you have to make a book in which every time you have to write the important point, learn it by heart during the exam time, and revise the full lesson thoroughly. Any type of question may come in all lectures. I am telling, I am preparing you for the board exam next year, 10th standard. That is why you have to learn each and every topic nicely. If you are feeling any difficulty, you can ask me personally, and you have to learn it properly. So just start hard working now onwards, so that you can obtain good marks in the board exam also. So this is my aim, that you should get the uh, good marks in the board exam. That is why I am preparing you in the 9th standard onwards, that you can get good marks. You have to make the chart of the diagram, and you have to make the chart of the formulae, that all you put in your study room, as well as whatever point I am underlining, that all point that day only you write in your long notebook, chapter wise or the lecture wise, and you learn it by heart, so that the concept will be very clear to all of you. And if you all are having any problem, still you are facing any problem, you can message me. I will further explain that topic with the help of the audio clip. Okay children, thank you.